Zel Boy Army. Welcome to a video that I was hoping we'd be able to get at the start of this FIFA, and we managed to. We hit the big one, the 100%, the maximum, the best result you can get in Weekend League, 30-0. We did it on the first Weekend League, boys, and I'm here to show you my tactics, some gameplay highlights, explain to you my tactics, how they work, and how you can use them in game. I want to get it off now before someone says, and I get the stupid comment saying, oh, it's just a team. I've hit top 100s every FIFA. On FIFA 18, I did it on a road to glory in the first month. I am well aware FIFA can be paid to win, and this team that I'm using helps me a lot. I'm not an idiot. I know that. But I can promise you, reassure you, that these tactics are good. Lots of people have tried my tactics over the years and praised them. I've adapted this tactic slightly from the one I put last week. There's a few updates based on the gameplay I was getting in Weekend League. So I'm going to go through all the tactics. I'm going to show you exactly how I use them in game. I'm going to use gameplay clips. So it's not just copying the tactics. You can actually see how I use them. And we'll show you some highlights from my 30-0. Just in case you don't believe me, let me show you on the leaderboard. Okay, there was a lot of 30s this week, man. Jeez. You see that 56, Zelonius 92. So, where's the rewards? You can see it. So we have some big boy rewards coming this week to the club. We'll get 5 player picks, an ultimate team of the week pack, and 3 jumbo rare players packs. I don't mind if I do. So yeah, this is the team that did it. Obviously, it's an insane team. Moving forward, boys, where do you think I should upgrade this team? I wish that Neymar had a central card. Maybe long term, if he gets one, that'd be useful. But obviously, it's a great team. Where do you guys think I should improve next? One of the options I'm thinking is I could sell one of both my icon fullbacks. Just put Mendy and Semedo back in, and then upgrade Vieira to the AA. But it's just so expensive. The team just played insane this weekend. Like, every player did its job. There was one particular tactical adjustment that when we get there, I'll show you, that was just key. Like, it made a big difference. And like I said, a lot of people tried this tactic out over the last few weeks. Some variations of what I've been using, and they said it's been helping them a lot. So I think it's going to really be able to help you guys to get some good results in Weekend League. So we start off with that formation for the balance for chemistry. The main one that I've been using, so you can see I have 4 game plans here. I actually didn't need to use the ultra attacking this weekend. Like, I had a really good Weekend League. I had pretty good matchmaking, to be honest. I matched a few elite players, but it was pretty comfortable in general. I was only losing once this Weekend League, which is pretty crazy. Normally, my ultra attacking, I will show it in a bit. That is the tactic I go to if I'm losing by a couple of goals, or I'm losing by a goal late on and I need a goal. So that's like desperation when I use that. I didn't actually have to use that this weekend. Someone commented on one of my videos that I showed this tactic in that and said that they were 4-0 down in a game and won it 6-4. Like, that tactic is cracked. It's insane. Definitely need to check that out. My attacking 4-4-2, you can see there. I went to that a few times. And for the most part, about 80% of my gameplay, I was in the 4-2-3-1. I was toing and froing between using the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-4-2, and the gameplay was pretty dreadful at times this weekend. And the 4-2-3-1 is just a bit more defensive, a bit better possession. So in bad gameplay, I thought the 4-2-3-1 was the better option. It delivered, got me a 30-0. But if I was struggling to break someone down, I would go to my 4-4-2 attacking, and it just gave me a few more options with the 2 strikers and led to some good attacking play. I'll show you a bit of that. But the 4-2-3-1 defensive isn't that defensive, but that was the main one I played in. And then if I was in a game where I was only a goal or 2 up late on, or people started to use team press against me, everybody does that, then I would go to my ultra defensive 4-2-3-1-2. So let's actually show you the tactics instructions. I'll explain them for you. So the big difference between the tactic I showed last week and what I actually ended up using this Weekend League was I changed my depth. I think it was 1 depth on the last video. I still think that's viable, but when it came to dreadful Weekend League gameplay, it just wasn't cutting it for me. When you go on 1 depth in good gameplay and you can switch well, it's really good. But in the bad gameplay, when I wasn't able to switch, it was just giving up too many chances. So I upped the depth. Maybe if you don't have as good a team as me, you might want to lower the depth slightly, just so you don't get caught behind with pace. But I have a quick defence, obviously. I don't think drop back's that good unless you're all out defence late and just trying to hold on. So we go with balanced. I like a bit of width just to make sure people aren't spamming through balls behind me. The depth being 4 though meant I could press a bit more, and it just didn't invite that much pressure on, which for me was quite important, and it made a big difference, helped a lot. The offensive style is balanced, 5-5, very basic. The attacking's more about the patterns you use and the instructions. Then 1-1 on corners and free kicks, because even with that, I was still able to score plenty. That's the team in game. You want lots of pace out wide, a great striker who can do a bit of everything, can be passing and dribbling. For me, this is a bit different compared to most FIFAs. I think at CDM, even in the 4-4-2 at 2 centre mids, I think this year it's really important to have a ball-playing midfielder. You still want him to be able to defend a bit. And yes, I'm well aware Zidane should be able to do everything. He costs 3 million coins. But you could put a De Bruyne in there. Who else would be able to do? Even a Goretzka, who's not amazing defensively, but decent around. If you look at my best value meta player video series, I'm giving you different options for different players in there every day. I've used loads of those players in draft, tried them out. I've got a Road to Glory that I'm playing on that I use some of these players in. Having a cheap playmaker in there next to a destroyer. So in my team, I've got 2 of the best, obviously. This is my pay-to-win main account. Zidane and Vieira. Those 2 are just such a good combo. When we get to the instruction, I'll explain it a bit more in depth. Then obviously for a flat back 4, you just want lots of pace, physicality. You know what I'm saying. The attack in striker, stay central, getting behind, stay forward. For me, that's pretty essential on this game. I really like having getting behind now. I use target man at the start and it's good, but getting behind with how good pace is, and since I put 100 on CR7, made a huge difference. I want him to stay forward for the counter attacks. Basic defensive, just I leave my cam on default. You could experiment with free roam, but for me, I personally like him just to stick to the middle, be the what do I call, like, he just connects everything. He's between the striker, he's the link between the midfield to the striker, and then out wide, come back on defense, just helps you defend the wings a bit better on the Lam and Ram, and then get into box on the wingers. Zidane, I had him on cover wing, and same with Vieira. I want them on cover wing. They still cover the centre mostly, but if the wing's exposed, they'll help me there. Zidane's on balanced attack, balanced defence, so he does a bit of everything. This was a key tactical adjustment. Credit to my boy Jambu here. He told me that this is massive. Putting my destroying midfielder on cut passing lanes and stay back while attacking made such a difference. He uses Gattuso in his team. You could do this with like an Ndidi or Sissoko. Vieira's obviously the perfect archetype player to do it with though. Just someone who sits back, he can still pass the ball about, but he stayed back, cuts passing lanes. He was so good at stopping counter-attacks, and it made such a big difference to have the player to do that. I think that could be a key tactical adjustment that would help a lot of people defending counter-attacks. And then my defence is all stay back while attacking. After I've shown you the actual tactics, we'll get into the game, some gameplay clips, and I'll show you actually how I played in game. The attacking 4-4-2, 4-4 on the defensive style, very similar. It's a bit more attacking anyway because I'm using 2 centre mids. Lots of width so you can stretch teams. And when you have a lot of width, it makes more space in the middle for the strikers. 5 players in box because it's more attacking anyway. That's how I set up with it. Getting behind, stay central, stay forward on the strikers. Stay wide, getting behind, getting to the box on the wingers. I still had Vieira on stay back cover centre because I wanted him to just be the destroyer still. Zidane default. This one's just a bit more attacking, a bit easier to create chances in because of the 2 strikers. It's not quite as good for possession or as reliable without the cam and the 2 CDMs like the 4-2-3-1, but I still loved it. Stay back on the flat back 4. This one only go to in times of desperation. This is really risky. Listen to that again. This is a risky tactic. Don't go this from the start. If you go this, it's because you need to. I've had some crazy comebacks on this FIFA with it. Luckily this weekend, we didn't need it. We had a great weekend. We played well. But if you're struggling in some games, you find yourself behind, don't quit. Give this tactic a try. It is OP, and until they nerf it, it is going to get people results in games they probably shouldn't be getting results in. Don't tell people about it. Actually do, because I want them to watch the video. But honestly, this tactic's crazy. Lots of whips so they can't just keep the ball time wasting. 10 depth, get right in their faces. Constant pressure is key. That's basically like having team press on all the time. Offensive style, fast build up. I don't like fast build up normally, but when you're winning the ball back, you want fast build up just to get it straight forward. Decent whip still to stretch in the 4-4-2. Lots of players in the box. Everyone forward on the corners, free kicks. Same positions in there. Same on the strikers. Cut inside instead of stay wide on this. In the 4-4-2, normally I like stay wide to pin the fullbacks in, but on this one, because my fullbacks are on join the attack and overlap, they're providing the width. I want the left mid and right mid cutting inside just to have an overload in the middle, but we still have the width from the fullbacks. Get forward on both the centre mids. I want Vieira sitting on the edge just so I have something a bit to stop the counter. And the only people staying back are the centre backs, just because I don't want everyone forward and no options to defend with. The ultra defensive, this one came in very handy, especially against the team press, is the 4-2-3-1-2. I really like that, just a bit more width than the 4-2-3-1 with a left mid and right mid. They sit a bit deeper. Drop back, because I'm all out defence focusing on it. It's very hard to break this down. I'll show you some examples of it. The width being free makes it very hard for people to break down as well, because the left mid, right mid cover the wings, but then you've got a lot of men centrally. Long ball is just very good at getting out of the team press. Strikers, wingers all running behind and beat the press. Lots of width to stretch teams and keep the ball. Don't want too many players getting forward. I had CR7 on balanced width just so he can make runs a bit more horizontally, not just down the middle. Makes it easy to keep the ball. Still stay forward. Mixed attack so he could hold it up sometimes. CR7's perfect for this role just because he can win headers as well if you lump it up to him. Come back on defence on the cam. Same on the left mid and right mid. Stay wide. Getting behind is key. Getting behind to beat the press. Stay back while attacking on the CDMs. I have cover centre because the left mid and right mid will cover the wings. Then stay back on the defenders. Those are the tactics. That's the team. You've seen 856 in the world. Let's get into some gameplay where I show you how the tactic actually plays in game. In this clip here, we're looking at a counter-attack that starts in the 4-2-3-1. We attack all the way from one end of the pitch to the other. So you can see key composure, just going back to the keeper, something people don't do enough. Out to my fullback, and then one of the things that I do a lot is I go out wide. A lot of people don't utilise the wings enough. It's one of the reasons that I don't like the narrow quite as much this year. Similar to previous FIFAs, that you need width. And going out wide, the 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-2 are so good for that. Let me just get my software up that I can draw with, by the way. Don't think I've got it on. There you go, my pen software. People ask me quite often what this software is, the one where I can just draw like that. It is called Epic Pen. So if you've not, if you want to use it, there you go. Okay, you can see here in the 4-2-3-1, we've got Neymar making runs out wide, and Mbappe's up there. Zidane started there, makes a run. We've got lots of different options. We've got Vieira, he'll be back here somewhere helping out. Pele, the cam to link up with. Just lots of options here, and when you have an overload of options, it gives your opponent more to think about. I would never have both CDMs on stay back while attacking, because if you do, you're limiting yourself and making it easier for your opponent to defend against you, which is not something we want. Okay, you can see there, lots of options still. Zidane making the run from deep. Vieira's still there, you can see him lurking around there. He's coming in from deep. You still want these, you still want your midfield to get involved, which Vieira will. There, I go out wide again. I'm using all the options in the 4-2-3-1. There's so many good options that it's key that you use them to be patient, stretch teams out. If you can counter-attack and get in straight away, do it. That's what I'd recommend. But A lot of the time against good players, you're not going to be able to do it. This game was a game where I won in extra time. It was the closest game I had all weekend. The only game I think I was losing at all, and I'm trying to show you against a decent player how it went. See there? Pass to Pele in space. There. I turn. I use a scoop turn, quick trick in the box. And then my cam finds some space. The two men. Nice goal. I think it's a bit of rodeo time for Pele. Yep. There we go. Beautiful goal. Puts me in front. I ended up going 2-1 down in this game. Guy was a pretty good player. I don't think I was playing quite as well. So I switched to the 4-4-2. Not the team press one. Like I say, I didn't need to go that whole weekend. But when I'm struggling in a game, I'll go to the 4-4-2 just to be able to create a bit more. You can see there I've got my two centre mids. Vieira getting involved. Neymar's just a bit wider. And now you can see Pele's a bit further up. CR7 dropped in there, which is quite nice. Still similar attacking patterns. But you can see here I've got the two players around this area. Just makes it a bit easier to create. Bit of left stick dribbling in the box for Pele. One of the best ways to create chances on this game is get to the box and have a few tricks in your locker. Scoop turn, elasticos, Lacroque's left stick dribbling, still good in good gameplay at the right situations. Constantly keep turning, make it hard for them. Pass to CR7, quick turn, beautiful finish from CR7. And you can see here, we'll get there again. The two strikers having one there, one there. It just makes such a difference and makes it so much harder for my opponent to defend. Makes easier chances. Zidane got forward. He wasn't ready for that. 2-2. Here is a clip of some defending. You can see there I stepped in quite aggressive with Desai. I didn't win the ball. I got pretty unlucky. One of the keys to defending this year, and this is one of the reasons I upped my depth compared to my last video, because I just found in bad gameplay, being a bit too passive and sitting too deep didn't work, is that you have to be more aggressive. Aggressive defending on this game is rewarded. More than previous FIFAs, you do get the stupid stuff where you don't win the ball back, and it is infuriating, trust me. I hear you. The defending needs fixing. The tackling's not strong enough, but I think if you sit too passive, it's too easy for people because the attacking AI is a lot better. You can see there, I'm switching to my centre-back, stepping in. Don't dive in and pull them out of position if they can turn and pass someone through. It has to be calculated. So there, I knew that I was safe to do it. And then I'm trying to get in. It was a bit aggressive, that, bit too much. But then I go straight away with Desai and I win the ball back. Lost it straight away there for a stupid pass. But you can see as well the two CDMs there were just covering. Makes it a lot easier to defend. I think that's pretty essential. Okay, this clip here shows the build up towards my fourth goal. In this, I'm playing in the 4-2-3-1-2. This is seeing out a game. I'm one goal up in extra time. The guy's starting to press me more. I've brought my super sub. You can see there, Adama is nearly on the touchline. Lots of width makes it harder for them to get the ball back. Salah's very wide there. I'm going backwards. I'm not forcing anything. I don't want it to be too easy for the opponent. There, he's not pressing me, and there's no point in forcing the ball forward. So I just keep the ball, playing it safe, play it to the other midfielder, and then there, a scoop turn, quick flick in the box, win the game with that. One of the things that not enough people do is they don't be patient enough. There, I wasn't just time wasting, but my opponent wasn't pressing me at all. If he's not going to press me, it's not my job when he's losing for me to force the ball to him. I let him dive in, made a bit of space, took the game, easy goal at the end, won me the game. There you go, boys. There is some gameplay, some clips showing you how I use the tactic. I didn't want to make the video too long. I think it's quite a long video already. Thank you if you stuck around to the end. If you're interested in seeing more of how I play in the tactic formation, make sure you check out one of my streams. I've done tactic videos in the last week or two with the 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-2. They'll have even more clips that they'll show you pretty similar to how I play in this style. They're very similar, it's just a few updates for this 30-0. So if you're interested in seeing more, go check out those videos. If you want to see more tactic videos moving forward, little updates I do, more in-depth analysis, then let me know. I want to put content out that you guys want. Again, very pleased to get the 30-0 this weekend. Great start to this FIFA. Appreciate all your boys' support. Hope Weekend League went well for you. Keep it spicy.